Guys, so we've been asked some questions from potential applicants. So hopefully we can answer them and help them out. So the first one is, why did you choose to apply to Cambridge?
I think for me it was definitely the name. So Cambridge stood out among other universities, and like the credibility and status that comes with it. It really enticed me, I think.
I'd probably say I went to Cambridge because first I wanted to see like probably how far I'd get in the process, just to see like as a little test academically wise, but also course wise. I didn't really know what I wanted to do because I did biochem maths at A level, and then the options for that were really science or medicine, and I knew I didn't really want to be a doctor. So then I looked, what other courses are there out there, and I just saw natural sciences Cambridge, and like the wide range.
Yeah, I chose to apply to Cambridge because I think since I've been young, since I've been like quite young, I really knew I wanted to go to like a top and prestigious university, especially in my field, which is computer science. And knowing all the names of computer scientists that have been in Cambridge, again, just like really made you understand the kind of like culture and lineage and that and weight that Cambridge holds in my field. So I really wanted to be part of this environment.
For me, to be honest, with theology, I had an extra slot on my UCAS options, so I was like, maybe I should just go for it. I've been to Cambridge quite a bit, and I really love the city. It's beautiful. So I was like, I'm just gonna try. I'm just gonna apply, and let's see what happens.
So the next question is, what were you most concerned about when you applied?
Well, coming from Birmingham, there is a lot of halal food everywhere. So for me, it was mostly, what am I going to eat when I get to Cambridge? But thankfully, it's gotten a lot better, and there's loads of halal options now in central town. So I think that was my biggest concern. Also, maybe you just have, you're a bit scared thinking that you're not going to fit in or things like that. But you find your people and community. You have a college community, you have faculty. There's lots of different people to meet, so it wasn't as scary as I thought it would be.
I think something I was worried about when I applied was probably thinking if I did, firstly not getting in, but also probably if I did get in, not being in the same position as everyone else means advantage, especially because you think about what we hear, like the stereotype you have about Cambridge, and because of that you kind of feel maybe, oh yeah, I might fit in, or I won't find people I can bond with, or people that understand my experiences and what I've gone through. But then, yeah, again, they proved to be unfounded, because I've been able to find people that I can relate to, that can relate to me. Also, people that aren't from a similar background to me, I've been able to again be friends with them and find common interest and just find stuff that connects all of us.
I was probably quite worried about probably getting in first of all, and then also all the works, like to even get in you have to do so much extra stuff. And after that, probably as well fitting in, I thought everyone would be like just academically driven, which they are, but then there's also the non-work stuff, like people are really fun and stuff, and you'll find it.
I think for me, I was mostly worried that during the application process, everybody will have like an edge over me that I didn't have. So maybe like they will have like a connection with the interviewer that I probably wouldn't have because of like where I'm from, and that would allow them to get in easier than I would. But I think that the application process was like very fair, and they took into account a lot of things that I would say a lot of people wouldn't think they will take into account, so like extenuating circumstances, finances, all that stuff. And I was also worried about financial provision, but the uni is very, very generous. They give us a lot of money, so I'm really happy about that.
So I was probably going to say that, like, because you'd think everyone would be the same, like stereotypical Cambridge and all those, like it'd just be all the same type of people everywhere. But then I feel like with anything, if you have loads of people in one space, there'll be such a wide variety. But then I also found that I'll probably be friends with people who I never thought I could be friends with.
We've all mentioned that to some extent being afraid of not fitting in when we were applying. So the next question is, what advice do you have for any potential applicants that are worried about not fitting in?
I think my biggest piece of advice would be that you should go into the Cambridge environment with an open mind. I feel like when you go in with a closed mind, you're close to making friends, and people will see that you're not really open to making friends, and they'll distance themselves from you. So just be as friendly as you can, and you will find your crowd, because like you said, there's like a large group of people, so people are bound to be different, and they will like cater to your characteristics and needs as well.
We probably all feel the same. Again, yeah, just go in with an open mind. And again, sometimes it's good to get outside your comfort zone. I feel like coming to Cambridge, I've learned, done, and met so many people that I wouldn't have been able to meet otherwise. I'd have stayed in my comfort zone, at a state where I think I would have been able to fit in like the way you think about fitting. So yeah, again, I feel like you shouldn't worry too much about it, because you'll find your people anywhere, anyways, and then you're also able to like meet new people and get new experiences that you wouldn't be able to have anyways.
And there are so many different clubs and societies that you can join. There are so many options and so many chances to meet new people. So,
how long did it take for you to feel at home?
I would say like almost immediately, because I had quite a few friends that came in, and the people on my floor in my accommodation, they were really friendly. So I made like really good friends, and even though I don't live with them now, in like this year, like we still make a conscious effort to see each other all the time. So I think I really found my crowd early.
Yeah, I think similar for me. I didn't know anyone before. I knew a few people, but like we didn't really speak with them at school. But I feel like at least Trinity, we had like the induction week before Freshers Week, so that helped. And obviously we had like a group chat. But when we first came in the first day, we had like a big impromptu picnic on the lawn, so that also helped me like meeting different people. And also in week one, I think ACS had a photo shoot, so then all the people that I was able to speak to on the group chat before coming, then I met them in person. So then again I was able to like find them crowd, I guess early on. And then through friends of friends you meet more people, and then yeah, I think again 1 or 2 weeks, and then yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, for me, it was the ACS meet and greet that we had, and also the Black History Month formal. So I think that happens every single year, and it was hosted at Homerton. And like I met so many people, not just in first year that were Black, but also second and third year postgrads as well. So it was nice to know that like, I had a community here, and they were all really friendly, made friends with a lot of people that day. So yeah.
I'd probably say it took me actually a while to settle in. That was probably my fault, because I was quite introverted. But then I just thought, probably around middle of first term, if I like be a bit less shy, I've got nothing to lose. And it was a lot easier like talking to people, like start off with the people on my staircase, then work out. And when they're friends with people, you just use them to like make new friends as well.
yeah, I would say I'm pretty much the same as well. I found it a little bit difficult at the beginning to settle in, just because also I had no idea what I was doing. It was really difficult. I didn't know anybody who'd come from my school to Cambridge, so it was hard. But I remember bonding with some people, and I actually found some Bengali students as well at Trinity Hall, because we were all so confused as to how to connect to Eduroam on our laptops and phones, and it was really awful. Even now I think the Wi-Fi doesn't connect to my phone properly, but it was just these little moments where we really connected, and we realised actually we're all in this together. We all can't connect to the internet right now, but you know, it's okay, and we get through it together.
So the next question is on topic of food. What's the food like? Trinity, I actually like Trinity food most of the times. And again, we don't really have breakfast except from Easter term. Yeah, we have brunch during the throughout the year, but then in Easter term, so exam term, or people that don't know, we do have a breakfast. But again, we're lucky to have the cafe down in ground, her cafe, which you get coffee or paste or cake or biscuits or whatever. So you can also have that. And again, Trinity is quite central. So if you really don't like the food served by the college, you can go eat out, and there's quite a few nice restaurants, both cheap and expensive if that's what you want. And again, Market Square stalls have quite good food, so sometimes I enjoy going there and getting something else that you don't normally get from like normal restaurants.
Yeah, and I'd say our cafeteria is quite popular at Trinity Hall, just because it's known for being good food and also cheap and decent portions as well. And they also have really, really nice desserts as well, actually. So yeah, Trinity Hall food's not bad at all.
Yeah, I agree actually. I quite like the range of food at college. Like there's some days where you look at the menu and you're like, oh, but then you realise you've got like pubs and stuff that you can just go and get your own food there as well. But because it's central, it's really convenient.
And what's the accommodation like?
My college accommodation is actually really great. Like, en suites are kind of basically not really guaranteed in first year, which was like something I was really adamant about. I really wanted en suite, and I got that. My room was really nice. The kitchens were great because they have like a lot of like social space. There's like benches and stuff. So when you're cooking, you can like have your friends over, or like your flatmates. You can all just like eat together. We did that quite a few times in first year. And I think college accommodation at King's, it doesn't get worse. Like a lot of other colleges, you start on a high and you end on a low, but King's is quite consistent. So
yeah, I think it's the same with Trinity Hall. As in, there's obviously different levels of accommodation for our college, but I don't think there is any accommodations like really, really bad. I think all of them are quite good, especially rooms, as in, regardless of the room you get, I don't think you'll be able to get a bad room. It's just, again, depending on what facilities you want, en suite, not en suite, kitchen, not kitchen, cheap or more expensive. But again, I think at least at Trinity Hall, there is a room or like an accommodation that fits everyone's needs, depending on what you want, basically.
Yeah, I'd have to say in first year I lived on Central Side, which is the older rooms. Minus the fact that it was really cold in there, it was a very nice room. And then second year and third year we lived in Whitchfield, so that's like separate accommodation that Trinity Hall's got. A little bit on the outskirts of town, but still close to the centre. It's nice. And here we've got like en suites and like loads of grounds. It's really beautiful accommodation, and I really like it.
I just like the fact that you always have guaranteed accommodation, because I remember hearing stories from my other friends. They were like choosing who they're going to live with people they just met like 3 weeks ago. But we have like an entire year to decide, and it's not even formal. You just choose like, oh, I want to live near this person. There's just so much choice.
Yeah, again, I think that's something that's useful for Cambridge. Regardless of what happens, you at least know you won't be homeless. Because again, I got friends that go different unis and they're like, oh, I've not been able to find a room here, or not be able to find like an apartment here, or this is too expensive, I need people to share with, etc. I think, in Cambridge, regardless of everything that happens, you know that you'll end up with a room. Even in the worst case scenario, you always have a room. Has any one of you experienced racism or discrimination whilst being here?
I would say more microaggressions rather than like blatant racism. Like, I think I've been to my friend's college and someone like stroked my head like I was an animal, which wasn't great, obviously. And by the time like I had realised what happened, they were literally disappeared into the crowd, so I couldn't really address the situation. But apart from that, I think Not so much. I think it's just, I just go about living my life in Cambridge.
Wouldn't say no, especially not from any student.
I think that unfortunately it wasn't, again, I don't think it was blatant racism again. I think it was more of like a microaggression or something that I experienced in first year, where coming to like different accommodation, still Trinity accommodation, but one of the different ones that we have. Again, I feel like I kept being asked if I was a Trinity or student, especially if I was coming in with a Trinity or student, and me being a Trinity or student. And again, I feel like the first time, because again, beginning of the year, I don't live there, something where I wasn't really, they wouldn't know me. But then again, I think then when it happens the second, third, or fourth time, there's clearly something going on there. And especially if you're like wearing a college profile, which clearly has the college logo on it, being asked if I'm a student, again, if anything, it got really tiring because I'm like, I already used to be insecure at that point. I was insecure about whether I actually deserve to be here, like, imposter cinema stuff. Then being constantly asked if you're an actual student, then kind of reinforced, I guess, that thing. But then, luckily that was dealt with in a certain way. So, but nothing except from that thing. But luckily quite a pleasant time here.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with you as well. As someone who's quite visibly Muslim, I was a bit nervous, thinking, oh, something's gonna go wrong. But sometimes it's just a weird, snarky comment from someone saying, oh wait, do you study here? And it's like, yes, I study here, actually, I'm in my final year now. But apart from that, like, I have to say I'm quite grateful I've not encountered anything too.
So as I said before, I think except from that, nothing really happened, and everyone has been quite pleasant. And again, as Zisha mentioned, it doesn't really happen from students, and I don't really know many people that have had incidents. It doesn't mean that doesn't happen. Again, I think some people do, and unfortunately there's still like few incidents, but there aren't many in a way. And I think most people, the majority of the people in Cambridge don't discriminate or aren't racist. I feel like it's just a minority, but then is a minority that you have everywhere in the world. So I don't think it's something that's like Cambridge specific in a way.
I think for me, I haven't entirely witnessed it, but I've heard about a lot of things that have happened to some of my Muslim friends, and I don't think it's prevalent. It's not a lot in Cambridge, but I do feel like a lot of people don't tend to speak about their run-ins of racism or like discrimination. But when they do speak about it, I think the college and the university does a lot to try and like challenge it. But it's unfortunate that it does happen. But there is it's kind of like a safe environment where you do have someone to go speak to, like your tutor, or like, for example, DOS, if something happens.
Yeah, again, I agree with what Leslie said. I feel like the university deals with those anti-discrimination and racism, if they do happen. I feel like something that as a community or like as minorities we don't do as often, and we should probably do more, is try and raising it, because a lot of us probably used to the microaggressions or like the minor acts and kind of brush them off. We don't raise anything unless it's major, but I think it's important that we try, even if it's like something minor you think it's not as important, to do raise it, because thanks to that, or like often people might say something out of ignorance and that doesn't come from a certain, and if you don't say anything about it, you can't really change that mindset. Or improve and reduce the amount of like discrimination and racism, especially when the main way this is carried away, at least in Cambridge, in an unaware way, is via microaggressions. So yeah, I feel like it's important to like even demand things, raising them, but then when they are raised, I think we're lucky to have multiple levels of support, college, university, students like JCR. So like I think there are different levels, and it only depends on how much you want to escalate it. Like if one level is not able to help you, you can go to the next one and then the next one. So I think that's something that's quite good here at Cambridge.
I would say also there is a really strong student community. So for example, if it is Islamophobia, we have such a strong sisterhood and brotherhood between us and our peers that that there are always people around you that will help you and comfort you in these times. And I think that is something really special here because it's such a small city.
Yeah.
It's a very small community, but it is so strong. And I think that's something I'm really grateful for, is that if anything does happen, I know that I can go to one of my sisters or they can come to me and we can, have that space where we can talk about it.
Yeah. Again, I'm pretty sure most society, if not all of them, some type of welfare officer. So again, it's not limited to your college only, but anything you're basically involved in Cambridge will have some sort of welfare support.
Oh yeah, sorry, just to say, even with like ACS, there's the welfare side, but I'm pretty sure that it doesn't just stop in terms of like talking about it. They actually do take action against instances of discrimination and racism, and like the society will speak on your behalf and ensure that the situation is dealt with. So I'm really happy about that.
I'll describe Cambridge in 3 words.
Busy. Really, really busy. Wait, I think I just used my 2 words.
Well, really, really busy. That's 3 words. I think is intense. Yeah. Intense. Probably prestigious because that's what we know about it. But at the same time, it's also, I think it's fun. I feel like a lot of people are like coming to mentality to play hard, work hard, play hard. So like so many people here are very, very smart, very, very talented. But again, you're able to balance it when you can, and you do generally have quite a bit of fun. At least I really enjoy being here. So I think those would probably be my 3 words.
I would say hectic, fun, and rewarding. Because even though you do struggle a lot in terms of getting your work done by the deadlines, when it is done, you have a lot of time to just chill. Especially in Easter, so after exams and when it's May week, you can really enjoy yourself with your friends. But I really think it's a shame that we only have 2 weeks after exams to actually, have fun, and then you have to go back home.
I'd probably say intensive, difficult, also probably quite wholesome as well, because everyone's in the same, it's a very strange situation to be in. I don't think anyone does this amount of work. I think it's normal, but then if everyone does it, it's normal. Yeah. And then yesterday we're in the library until 12 and we don't even live there anymore. It was so weird. But then if everyone does it, it's fine. But then if you all do it together, and then you have time to do fun stuff as well, which makes it worth it.
Yeah, I think that's a nice part of it. I feel like because Cambridge is such a different experience from other universities, the only people that probably understand your experiences are the Cambridge people and people at the other place. We don't talk about that. But I think the fact that we're all going through this particular and different experience just brings all of us together in a way. So then again, that helps all of us fit in because you can't really relate to other people going to other universities. So yeah. Were your friends and family worried you wouldn't fit in?
Maybe not my friends, but my parents definitely. Firstly, it's, the first daughter in the family to move away from university, which is a big thing, culturally and religiously. If I think about it, my parents are the ones who wake me up for the morning prayer every day, and now I have to go off to this new foreign place and wake myself up at dawn every day. They thought, is this going to clash? Is she going to still be able to hold on to her faith during her studies? And thankfully I have, because there is such a beautiful Muslim community here, the beautiful Central Mosque as well, and I found that it's not as difficult as I thought it would be. In fact, I think coming here has really helped me to strengthen my faith, because I found so many wonderful people here. I'm studying Islam at such a deep level on an academic basis, and also just living it day to day in Cambridge, which I think is really lovely and something I wouldn't have gained anywhere else. So.
I think my family was worried I'll kind of like lose myself, in terms of like, sometimes I get over fixated on like my work, and I tend to like forget that I actually have to eat stuff. So my mum was a bit worried about that. So I think in Michaelmas, in first year, she brought me a lot of food like every 2 weeks, just to make sure I was eating. And I'm really happy about that, because otherwise I wouldn't be eating. But yeah, I think that's what she was worried about.
My parents just worried about me going to uni in general, because I was the youngest child and I wasn't very mature. I'm still not very mature right now, but I think it's fine. They knew it'd be fine eventually.
My parents said no. I've basically been telling them for like 3 years, just watch when I'm going to uni. So I think they were ready by then. No. I think they're my friends, but no, they weren't like really worried about it. It's more like, oh, Safi's going to leave now. It's going to change. It's not going to like fit with us anymore. Like when he's back, or he doesn't really probably see us in the same light anymore, or like whatever. So I feel like that was like they might not worry, but again, most of them were really happy for me to be able to go Cambridge, and everyone was really supportive. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Hope that was useful. If you want to know more, please sign up for the You'll Fit In program. It's free for Year 12 students from an Afro-Caribbean background, and you'll be able to have webinars, meet our current students, or even come up to Cambridge for a residential. So I hope to see you soon.